Greetings, salutations. Welcome to this midday power surge, Monday, August 31st, 2020. This is your spiritual oasis on this pilgrim journey as we are journeying home. Safe to Serve International, first-time viewers, welcome to this midday power surge. Friends, are you familiar with a movement with the name Season of Creation? Well, friends, we are going to uncover that diabolical movement. It is detrimental to our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. When I thought about the theme, Season of Creation, my mind firstly went to Genesis chapter 1, Genesis chapter 2, Genesis chapter 3, dealing with the season of creation, the first week of creation. This movement is a counterfeit of what transpired in the first week of creation. What am I talking about? Friends, what did the Lord institute at the end of creation week? It was the seventh day Sabbath, not the first day of the week, commonly called Sunday for worship, or no, but the seventh day of the week, commonly called Saturday, God's Sabbath, biblical Sabbath, from creation, Old Testament times, even to New Testament times in these last days of Earth's history. And the Bible tells us in Isaiah chapter 46, verse 9 and verse number 10, that God tells the end from the beginning. At the close of creation week, God instituted the seventh day Sabbath for worship. All right. So what must we expect to be the final controversy in these last days just before the second coming of Jesus Christ? An issue over worship. That's the point. And this counterfeit movement called Season of Creation is just that, inimical threat to our liberty of conscience. Without further ado, take a look. There it is, my friends. August 28th, 2020. The Bible tells us in Revelation chapter 14, the first angel's message. What do we find in verse 6 and verse 7? We are to worship God as the creator. First angel's message. Verse 7. It must go to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. And this counterfeit movement called Season of Creation, it is also going to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. And what is the main thrust? Sunday rest, Sunday worship by law. All right, and Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 and verse 10, we find a third angel's message, which brings to view obeying God's 10 commandments, which includes the fourth Sabbath worship. Does it make sense? Get to the screen. Let's take a look at this now, my friends. What is this season of creation? It is an ecumenical movement to unite churches, religions, to pray and enact policies to preserve the earth. And I'm going to prove that to you. Pray to God, quote unquote God, to preserve the earth from calamities, from pestilences, from famine. That's where we are. Not only is the season of creation, this counterfeit movement, diabolical movement, connected to uniting churches and religions to pray and enact policies for the earth, it is also a movement to unite civil leaders, to unite world polities. Look at this. There it is, my friends. And all these statements are from National Catholic Reporter Online, August 28th, 2019. The season of creation is connected to the Paris Climate Agreement. Look at the blue words and the red words at the bottom. Who are the leaders of this season of creation? The World Council of Churches and Pope Francis. Friends, as we are told, there is no smoke without fire. This came out August 28, 2020. What happened? Because remember, we covered during midday power surge, the Vatican, Pope Francis, uniting with the World Council of Churches to sign a particular document. Do you recall that? Look at it, friends. There it is. Let's unite to save the earth. There it is, my friends. This document. And what is the purpose for the Vatican and the World Council of Churches uniting? Look at that. To heal. That's it right there. H-E-A-L. To heal the world. Well, what does the Pope say must be enacted to heal the world? To end famine, to cure for the poor, and to cure for nature. Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath, is meant to be a day which heals. There it is, my friends. There it is. Clear as day. Now, let's take a look at not only are they calling for a national Sunday rest to heal, but also, my friends, an international Sunday law to heal the world. What time is it, my friends? High time to be awakened out of sleep. You never see smoke without fire, says the proverb. Now, friends, let's take a look at the parties who are supporting and promoting the season of creation. On the screen, you see it right there. The World Council of Churches, the Lutherans, Anglicans, the Vatican. It's clear what time it is. All right, look at this article. Vatican News, August 25th, 2020. What is the headline? Season of creation. Jubilee for the earth. Who else are supporting and promoting the season of creation? Notice, the Conference of European Churches. Do you see it? Not only in America, not only in the Western continent, but also in the Eastern continent. Get back. The Conference of European Churches. It's clear. The Catholic Council of Bishops Conference. They are encouraging other member churches in Europe. This is a global false counterfeit movement. That's the time we're living in, my friends. Let's take a look at the purpose of this season of creation. Friends, look at this carefully. Watch carefully. It says, I want everyone to watch this. The purpose is to unite the whole human family to combat climate change. To unite the whole human family. What came to my mind is Revelation chapter 16, verse 13, verse 14. The dragon, the beast, the false prophet, spirits of devils working miracles to gather the whole human race to war against Jesus. It's a war. To war against Christ in the person of his saints. The dragon, the beast, the false prophet. That's what's going on now under this veneer, season of creation. Dragon, Revelation 12 and verse 17 says what? The dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. The remnant honors God's commandments, which includes the 7-day Sabbath and not Sunday worship, Sunday rest by law. A war, my friends. What time is it? Romans 13 verse 11. A time to be awakened out of sleep. Hold on. Revelation 17 verse 13, verse 14. You also see a gathering. The powers of earth, the Bible tells us, will give their power, authority unto the beast. Who is that beast, my friends? Look at this. It's the papal power. Volume 7, page 182. As we approach the last crisis. Second sentence, third sentence, red words, yet under one head. The papal power, clear as day. The people will unite to oppose God in the person of his witnesses. This union is cemented by the great apostate Satan. Friends, look at the blue words at the bottom. And this is our mission. We have come to Midday Power Surge. This is our mission. Aggressive, effective evangelism, busy hands, active brains, blue words. It says, the members of Christ's church, we have the power. Midday Power Surge. The members of Christ's church have the power to thwart the purpose of the adversary of souls. And what is one of the primary purposes for the season of creation? Unite religions, nations to enforce Sunday rest by law and then persecute God's commandment-keeping people. That statement says, volume 7, page 182, God's faithful remnant have the power from God to thwart the purpose of the adversary of souls. It's time. It's time for aggressive, effective evangelism. Awake, thou that slumber. Awake, thou that slumber. Lest Jesus say, as he said to those disciples in Gethsemane, I have awakened you 3 times now. Sleep on. The crisis is here. The betrayer is here. Last sentence. Red words. There should be found no variance among us. Is it clear? And this past Sabbath I showed you Isaiah chapter 8, verse 9 through verse 16. There will be a confederacy taking place. Human fraternity, that's the Pope's document. And what is the driving force? Fear. Christ says, don't fear what they fear. Global warming, pestilences, famine. Don't fear that. Don't unite with them. Fear God and give glory to him. In that time period, verse 14, verse 15, Isaiah chapter 8 says, many among God's professed people will fall, stumble, and be overthrown. I don't want to be in that group. Verse 16 says now, bind up the testimony, seal my law among my disciples. It's time for aggressive, effective evangelism. The doors of opportunity for medical missionary evangelism are closing. What time is it, my friends? All right. Let's take a look now. When does the season of creation begin? Well, on the screen, September 1st. What is tomorrow? September 1st. This is meat in new season. September 1st through October 4th. I told you, friends, you never see smoke without fire, as the Proverbs say. Season of creation that will bring us Sunday law. September 1st, tomorrow, through October 4th, just in time for the Pope's Global Education Alliance, which begins in October as well. Right there on the screen. And what did the CDC just do recently? Remove the 14-day quarantine. Are you seeing this, my friend? But of course, the CDC did that in August, so it doesn't look too obvious. but it begins in September. Do you see it? And look at this. It drives us back to Sunday rest by law. What, Pastor? The Global Compact on Education. And who is leading this charge? The Pope of Rome. Under one head, the papal power. By the way, he said the Global Education Pact rests on Laudato Si. Well, Laudato Si has 6 chapters. The 6th segment of Laudato Si has this title: Ecological Education and Spirituality. All right. In the 6th chapter, the 6th point addresses sacramental signs and the celebration of rest. Sunday rest, Sunday worship by law. What time is it, my friends? Take a look at this. Sunday rest by law. And now, the Pope is gathering all humanity to pray for Earth. What is he doing? The season of creation is to gather all humanity to pray for Earth. Don't take my words for it. There it is, my friends. The Pope's words, red words, he says, I strongly encourage the faithful to pray in these days. Pray for creation? What comes to my mind is Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 14 through verse 16. What was seen? People were weeping for Tammuz. Tammuz? God of nature, God of agriculture. And what happened in verse 15, 16 onward? The people turned their backs to God's sanctuary of truth and their faces toward the east and worshiped the sun toward the east. And what happened next? You see, friends, praying and weeping for Tammuz, the God of agriculture, nature. Next step, Sunday rest by law. Next step, the close of probation. Ezekiel 9, verse 1 through verse 6. The final mark of righteousness, mark of deliverance for the saints. Who are they? They are sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. However, a second group receives the mark of the beast. I want to be in the former, not in the latter group. How about you? We must sigh and cry. And volume 5, page 211 says, the class that do not feel grieved over their own spiritual declension, nor mourn for the sins of others, will be left without the seal of God. That's why we have come to midday power surge. The Pope, come on, weeping and crying for Tammuz. Also write down 2 Kings chapter 23, verse number 5. What were they doing in the churches? They were burning incense unto Baal. Baal, worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars. Incense is prayers. Psalm 141 verse 2. It is clear as day. What time is it, my friends? Time to be awakened out of sleep. Look at this, my friends. Then it says, the theme for 2020 season of creation. What is the theme? Well, it's right there on the screen. A jubilee for the earth. The earth needs a new rhythm. It's really a new rhythm. The earth needs rest. It's right there, friends. Blue words, new rhythm for the earth. Red words, rest. It is really a new rhythm. Because there is an old rhythm for the earth. In the first week of creation, work, rest. Rhythm, work, 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest, is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. That's earth rhythm, the old rhythm. And God does not change. The same today, yesterday, and forever. He does not change. Hebrews 13 verse 8, Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. He does not change. And verse 7 through verse 8 of Malachi does not change. But now here is a new rhythm. Do you see it now? 6 days shalt thou labor, says the Pope, the World Council of Churches, the United Nations, and other pagan religions, and rest on Sunday. It's a new world order. Do you see? A counterfeit rhythm. Now watch this point. Don't take my words for it. That this season of creation promoting a new rhythm is Sunday. Let the Pope tell you what it is. There it is, my friends. And they said in May 10th of 2020, blue words, Jubilee for the earth is the theme of autumn season of creation. Next sentence. And Creation Sunday in September will be introduced. So what are they going to introduce? Creation Sunday. That's the new rhythm for the earth. Let the Pope tell you now what it is. There it is, my friends. This is the Lutherans calling for, between September 1st and October 4th, a new rhythm for the earth. A new what? Rhythm for the earth. Let the Pope tell you now. He says, we need to be in attunement to the rhythms of life. Red words underscored. The second red words underscored, he said what now? Sunday is that new rhythm. Sunday is that new rhythm. Lutherans, World Council of Churches, pagan religions. Do you see it now? The Pope, UN, a new rhythm. Sunday rest. Sunday rhythm. Sunday rest is going to be introduced. It may not be a Sunday law, and it could be. It may not. It may just be one more step driving us closer to the surety, the certainty of a Sunday law. Well, here are the politicians now. Here they are, the politicians, telling us, watch carefully, friends, that the rhythms of Europe must be Sunday. Politicians also calling for this. Sunday rest by law is Earth's rhythm. New rhythm. All right, friends. I want everyone to focus on the last leg of this. Watch this. This season of creation, on the screen is the PDF from the official site of the Vatican. Do you know what the PDF is called? Left column of your screen, it's called Season of Creation 2020, the final Jubilee for the earth. The what, friends? The final Jubilee for the earth. What does Jubilee mean? Jubilee means rest. It's the final push, the final thrust, the final impetus to bring Sunday rest by law. Come, Christian. Let me just quickly give you a snapshot of what's going on here. There are the steering committee. There they are, friends. Now notice what they said. In this article it says, watch carefully, according to this wisdom, the law of Moses included provisions for the Sabbath. Red words, honoring the Creator by allowing creation to rest. That's pages 5 and 6. They say God gave to Moses the 7-day Sabbath for the earth and man, animals to rest. Now, the PDF doesn't say Sunday. But what does the Pope say? Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath, is the day upon which to rest. That's the nail in a sure place. It says, red words, we have not allowed the land to observe a Sabbath. We have not done that. Season of Creation 2020. the final Jubilee for the earth, we have not allowed the land to observe a Sabbath to rest. And now, friends, the nail in the sure place, the season of creation 2020 has a prayer. Everybody must pray. Do you know what they must say in the prayer? Lord, we thank you for granting us power to enact a Sabbath for earth, to observe a Sabbath for the earth, to enact Sunday for the earth. This is the prayer, the final Jubilee for the earth. Here it is on page 12. It says, Season of Creation 2020 prayer. You could read the rest of that. Last sentence on page 12. During this season of creation, we ask you, dear God, is their prayer, to grant us courage, boldness, to observe a Sabbath for our planet. What time is it, my friends? Time to be awakened out of sleep. I'm going to come back with a part 2. Season of creation. What must be the work of preparation, friends? Creation, not only did God create the things around us, did God create man in his own image, after his own likeness? Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. Yes. On the 6th day of creation. But we have all sinned. So what are we to pray? Psalm 51 verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O God. This is my prayer. Is this your prayer, my friends? Create in me a clean heart, O God. Then we can truly observe the Sabbath of creation and not Sunday. Friends, we are going to go through a crisis. And that crisis is brewing. And that's why I lead this song with you. A personal crisis, the crucible of the furnace to get victory over sin. And we all have to go through the fires of affliction, the storm, the flood of crises. I lead this song with you. God leads his dear children along. Listen prayerfully.
In shady green pastures so rich and so sweet, God leads his dear children along. Where the waters cool flow, bathes the weary one's feet, God leads his dear children along. Some through the waters, some through the flood, some through the fire, but all through the blood. Some through great sorrow, but God gives a song in the night season and all the day long. Sometimes on the mount where the sun shines so bright, God leads his dear children along. Sometimes in the valley in darkest of night, God leads his dear children along. Some through the waters, some through the flood, some through the fire, but all through the blood. Some through great sorrow, but God gives a song in the night season.